Welcome to our comprehensive guide on Task 1 of the People Domain for PMP exam preparation. In this video, we'll break down the essential skill of managing conflict within project teams. Understanding conflict management is crucial for project managers, as it directly impacts team performance and project outcomes. We'll explore the steps involved in interpreting the source and stage of conflict, analyzing the context, and evaluating or recommending appropriate conflict resolution solutions. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear grasp of the concepts and practical approaches, along with sample questions to test your knowledge. Let's get started by understanding what conflict means in the context of project management. Conflict in project management refers to disagreements or differences of opinion among team members or stakeholders. These can arise due to various reasons, such as differing goals, values, or misunderstandings. Conflict isn't always negative. When managed well, it can lead to better solutions and stronger teams. However, unresolved conflict can disrupt progress and harm relationships. As a project manager, your role is to recognize conflict early and address it constructively. Let's dive deeper into the sources of conflict you might encounter in a project environment. Conflicts can stem from a variety of sources within a project. Common sources include resource allocation, scheduling, priorities, technical opinions, and interpersonal issues. Sometimes, conflicts arise due to unclear roles or responsibilities, or even cultural differences within a diverse team. Recognizing the source is the first step in managing conflict effectively. By identifying where the disagreement originates, you can tailor your approach to resolution. Next, let's look at the stages through which a conflict typically progresses. Conflicts usually develop through several stages. Initially, there may be latent tension or minor disagreements that, if not addressed, can escalate. The stages typically include latent conflict, perceived conflict, felt conflict, manifest conflict, and conflict aftermath. Understanding which stage a conflict is in helps you determine the urgency and the best intervention strategy. Early intervention can prevent escalation, while later stages may require more structured resolution techniques. Now, let's discuss how to interpret both the source and stage of a conflict. Manage conflict effectively, you must first interpret both its source and stage. Start by gathering information from all parties involved. Ask open-ended questions to understand perspectives and underlying issues. Observe team dynamics and listen for emotional cues. Determine whether the conflict is about resources, personalities, or processes, and assess how far it has progressed. This interpretation forms the foundation for choosing the right resolution approach. Next, we'll analyze the context in which the conflict occurs. The context of a conflict includes the environment, relationships, and organizational culture. Consider factors like team structure, project phase, and stakeholder interests. Is the conflict happening during a critical project milestone? Are there external pressures or tight deadlines? Understanding the context helps you gauge the impact and urgency of the conflict. It also informs your choice of resolution strategy. Let's move on to evaluating and recommending appropriate conflict resolution solutions. There are several strategies for resolving conflict, each suitable for different situations. Common approaches include collaborating, compromising, accommodating, competing, and avoiding. Collaborating seeks a win-win solution, while compromising finds a middle ground. Accommodating puts others' needs first, competing asserts one's position, and avoiding delays resolution. The best strategy depends on the conflict's source, stage, and context. As a project manager, you should be flexible and choose the approach that best serves the project and team. The collaborating approach aims for a win-win outcome by addressing the needs and concerns of all parties. It involves open communication, active listening, and creative problem-solving. This strategy is ideal when the issue is important to everyone and when long-term relationships matter. It may take more time but often leads to stronger solutions and team cohesion. Let's see how this approach works in practice. Compromising involves finding a middle ground where each party gives up something to reach an agreement. This approach is useful when time is limited or when both sides have equally important goals. While it may not fully satisfy everyone, it helps move the project forward and prevents deadlock. Use compromising when a quick, mutually acceptable solution is needed, but be mindful that repeated compromises can weaken team morale over time. The accommodating approach means putting others' needs before your own to maintain harmony. This strategy is effective when the issue is more important to the other party or when preserving relationships is a priority. However, overuse can lead to resentment or a lack of respect for your own needs. Use accommodating selectively, especially when the stakes are low for you but high for others. The competing approach is assertive and uncooperative, focusing on winning the conflict at the expense of others. It's appropriate when quick, decisive action is needed, such as in emergencies or when enforcing rules. However, it can damage relationships and should be used sparingly. As a project manager, reserve this strategy for situations where the outcome is critical and collaboration isn't possible. Avoiding means sidestepping the conflict, either by withdrawing or postponing resolution. This can be useful when the issue is trivial, emotions are high, or more information is needed. However, avoiding doesn't solve the problem and can allow conflicts to fester. Use this approach only when it's clear that immediate action isn't necessary or when waiting will lead to a better outcome. Selecting the right conflict resolution strategy depends on several factors: the importance of the issue, time constraints, relationships, and the desired outcome. As a project manager, assess each situation carefully. Sometimes a combination of strategies works best. For example, you might start by avoiding to let emotions cool, then move to collaborating for a lasting solution. Flexibility and emotional intelligence are key to effective conflict management. Emotional intelligence plays a vital role in managing conflict. It involves self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, and social skills. By understanding your own emotions and those of others, you can navigate conflicts more effectively. Emotional intelligence helps you stay calm, listen actively, and respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Developing these skills will make you a more effective project manager and team leader. Clear and respectful communication is essential for resolving conflict. Encourage open dialogue and create a safe environment where team members feel comfortable sharing their perspectives. Use active listening, paraphrase what you hear, and avoid interrupting. Address issues directly and focus on the problem, not the person. Effective communication builds trust and paves the way for collaborative solutions. As a project manager, you may need to facilitate conflict resolution sessions. Set ground rules for respectful behavior, ensure everyone has a chance to speak, and guide the discussion towards solutions. Stay neutral and avoid taking sides. Summarize key points and confirm agreements. Your role is to help the team find common ground and move forward together. It's important to document the outcomes of conflict resolution discussions. Record agreements, action items, and responsibilities. This ensures accountability and provides a reference if issues resurface. Documentation also helps track patterns of conflict, which can inform future prevention strategies. Make sure records are accessible but confidential, respecting everyone's privacy. Prevention is better than cure. Foster a positive team culture by setting clear expectations, defining roles, and encouraging open communication. Provide training on conflict management and emotional intelligence. Regularly check in with your team to address issues early. By creating a supportive environment, you can reduce the frequency and intensity of conflicts. Let's consider a case study. Two team members are assigned to different tasks but need the same resource at the same time. Tension rises as deadlines approach. As the project manager, you first interpret the source, resource allocation, and the stage manifest conflict. You analyze the context, tight deadlines, and high stakes. After discussing with both parties, you recommend a compromise, adjusting schedules to share the resource. The conflict is resolved and the project stays on track. In another scenario, two team members have a personality clash, leading to frequent disagreements. You interpret the source as interpersonal issues and the stage as felt conflict. The context reveals that both are key contributors. You facilitate a meeting, encourage open communication, and use the collaborating approach. By focusing on shared goals, the team members find common ground and improve their working relationship. Imagine a technical disagreement between developers about the best solution for a project feature. The source is technical opinion, and the stage is perceived conflict. The context includes tight deadlines and high visibility. You organize a brainstorming session, encourage data-driven discussion, and use the collaborating approach. The team agrees on a hybrid solution, leveraging strengths from both proposals. A schedule conflict arises when two tasks are planned for the same time slot, but only one can proceed. The source is scheduling and the stage is manifest conflict. The context involves external dependencies. You analyze the impact, consult stakeholders, and recommend rescheduling one task. This compromise minimizes disruption and keeps the project aligned with overall goals. Cultural differences can lead to misunderstandings and conflict. In a global team, differing communication styles cause confusion. The source is cultural, and the stage is latent conflict. You provide cultural awareness training and encourage team members to share their perspectives. By fostering understanding, you prevent escalation and build a more inclusive team environment. Stakeholder conflicts occur when different stakeholders have competing interests. For example, marketing wants a feature released quickly, while quality assurance insists on more testing. The source is conflicting priorities and the stage is manifest conflict. You facilitate a meeting, clarify project objectives, and negotiate a phased release. Both sides' concerns are addressed and the project moves forward. Unclear roles can create confusion and conflict. Team members may duplicate work or miss tasks. The source is role ambiguity, and the stage is perceived conflict. You clarify roles and responsibilities, update documentation, and hold a team meeting to ensure everyone understands their part. This proactive approach resolves the conflict and improves efficiency. External pressures such as client demands or regulatory changes can create stress and conflict within the team. The source is external, and the stage is felt conflict. You acknowledge the pressure, communicate transparently, and prioritize tasks. By involving the team in decision-making, you reduce anxiety and foster a sense of control. Change often leads to resistance and conflict. When a new process is introduced, some team members may feel threatened. The source is change and the stage is latent conflict. You provide training, explain the benefits, and address concerns. By involving the team in the change process, you increase buy-in and reduce resistance. Conflicts can arise between project managers and team leads over decision-making authority. The source is leadership, and the stage is manifest conflict. You clarify decision rights, align on project goals, and establish regular check-ins. This approach ensures everyone is on the same page and reduces power struggles. Miscommunication can quickly lead to conflict. For example, unclear instructions result in missed deadlines. The source is communication, and the stage is manifest conflict. You review communication channels, provide clear guidelines, and encourage feedback. Improved communication reduces misunderstandings and future conflicts. Performance issues such as missed deadlines or low quality can cause frustration and conflict. The source is performance, and the stage is felt conflict. You address the issue privately, set clear expectations, and offer support. By focusing on solutions rather than blame, you help the team member improve and restore harmony. Scope creep occurs when project requirements expand without proper control, leading to conflict over workload and priorities. The source is scope management, and the stage is manifest conflict. You reinforce the change control process, communicate impacts, and involve stakeholders in decisions. This keeps the project on track and reduces frustration. Budget constraints can create tension when resources are limited. The source is financial, and the stage is manifest conflict. You review priorities, seek efficiencies, and communicate transparently with the team. By involving everyone in problem-solving, you foster collaboration and reduce stress. Remote teams face unique challenges, such as time zone differences and lack of face-to-face interaction. The source is remote work, and the stage is latent conflict. You establish clear communication protocols, use collaboration tools, and schedule regular check-ins. These steps help build trust and prevent misunderstandings. Knowledge gaps can lead to frustration and conflict, especially when team members have different levels of expertise. The source is skills, and the stage is perceived conflict. You provide training, encourage knowledge sharing, and pair experienced members with those needing support. This approach builds capability and reduces tension. Some team members may resist feedback, leading to conflict. The source is feedback, and the stage is felt conflict. You create a feedback-friendly culture, model constructive feedback, and recognize improvements. Over time, resistance decreases and team performance improves. Delays in decision-making can frustrate team members and cause conflict. The source is process, and the stage is manifest conflict. You clarify decision-making processes, delegate authority where appropriate, and set deadlines for decisions. This streamlines workflow and reduces bottlenecks. Overlapping responsibilities can cause confusion and conflict over ownership. The source is process, and the stage is perceived conflict. You map out responsibilities, eliminate overlaps, and communicate changes clearly. This ensures everyone knows their role and reduces friction. Unmet expectations, whether about performance or outcomes, can lead to disappointment and conflict. The source is expectations, and the stage is felt conflict. You clarify expectations, set realistic goals, and provide regular feedback. This proactive approach helps align understanding and reduces future conflicts. Diversity in teams brings different perspectives but can also lead to misunderstandings. The source is diversity, and the stage is latent conflict. You celebrate differences, encourage inclusive practices, and provide diversity training. This builds a stronger, more innovative team while minimizing conflict. A lack of recognition can demotivate team members and cause resentment. The source is motivation, and the stage is felt conflict. You implement a recognition program, celebrate achievements, and provide regular positive feedback. This boosts morale and reduces conflict. Authority issues arise when team members challenge leadership or decision-making. The source is authority, and the stage is manifest conflict. You clarify reporting lines, reinforce the project structure, and address concerns openly. This restores order and ensures smooth project execution. Emotional stress, whether from work or personal issues, can spill over into team dynamics. The source is emotional, and the stage is felt conflict. You provide support resources, encourage work-life balance, and check in regularly with team members. This helps manage stress and maintain a positive team environment. Past conflicts that were never fully resolved can resurface and disrupt team harmony. The source is history, and the stage is latent conflict. You revisit past issues, facilitate honest discussions, and agree on new ways to move forward. Addressing old wounds helps prevent future problems. In summary, managing conflict is a vital skill for project managers. By interpreting the source and stage, analyzing the context, and selecting appropriate resolution strategies, you can turn conflict into an opportunity for growth. Remember to communicate openly, document outcomes, and foster a positive team culture. Now, let's test your understanding with some practice questions based on what we've covered. Let's reinforce your learning with 10 practice questions. Each question has 4 options and will provide explanations for the correct answers. These questions are designed to test your understanding of conflict management in the PMP People Domain. Take your time, think through each scenario, and review the explanations to deepen your knowledge. Ready? Let's begin. A team member disagrees with the project schedule, believing it's unrealistic. What should the project manager do first? A. Insist the schedule is final. B. Ignore the concern. C. Discuss the concern with the team member. D. Escalate to senior management. Explanation. The correct answer is C. Discussing the concern allows the project manager to understand the issue and address it constructively, which is the first step in conflict resolution. 2 team members are arguing over resource allocation. What is the best conflict resolution approach? A. Avoid the issue. B. Collaborate to find a solution. C. Take sides. D. Delay the decision. Explanation. The correct answer is B. Collaborating helps both parties work together to find a mutually beneficial solution, which is ideal for resource conflicts. A conflict arises due to unclear roles. What should the project manager do? A. Assign blame. B. Clarify roles and responsibilities. C. Ignore the issue. D. Replace team members. Explanation. The correct answer is B. Clarifying roles and responsibilities addresses the root cause and helps prevent future conflicts. A stakeholder demands a feature that will delay the project. What is the best course of action? A. Refuse the request. B. Accept without discussion. C. Analyze the impact and negotiate. D. Ignore the stakeholder. Explanation. The correct answer is C. Analyzing the impact and negotiating ensures that all interests are considered and the project stays on track. A team member feels their ideas are not valued. What should the project manager do? A. Ignore the feeling. B. Encourage open communication. C. Assign less work. D. Escalate the issue. Explanation. The correct answer is B. Encouraging open communication helps team members feel heard and valued, reducing conflict. A conflict is escalating and affecting team morale. What is the most appropriate action? A. Ignore it. B. Address it directly and facilitate resolution. C. Assign blame. D. Delay action. Explanation. The correct answer is B. Addressing the conflict directly and facilitating resolution helps restore morale and team cohesion. A team member is resistant to change. What should the project manager do? A. Force compliance. B. Provide training and explain benefits. C. Ignore resistance. D. Remove the team member. Explanation. The correct answer is B. Providing training and explaining benefits helps the team member understand and accept the change. A conflict arises due to cultural differences. What is the best approach? A. Ignore differences. B. Provide cultural awareness training. C. Assign blame. D. Separate team members. Explanation. The correct answer is B. Providing cultural awareness training fosters understanding and reduces conflict. A project manager notices recurring conflicts over the same issue. What should be done? A. Ignore the pattern. B. Address the root cause. C. Assign blame. D. Delay action. Explanation. The correct answer is B. Addressing the root cause prevents future conflicts and improves team dynamics. A team member withdraws from discussions after a conflict. What should the project manager do? A. Ignore the withdrawal. B. Reach out privately to understand concerns. C. Assign more work. D. Publicly address the issue. Explanation. The correct answer is B. Reaching out privately allows the project manager to understand and address the team members' concerns, promoting resolution.